Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Luna has a different view of her connection with Will. He wants nothing to do with her, but she's head over heels in love with him. Are her feelings genuine, or does she have an ulterior motive on the bold and the beautiful? The moment that Luna, Lisa Yamada, woke up from the dead, she had Will Krumaro on the brain. The B&B stars add their soap twist to viral Love Island scene. She was set on seducing him, but instead of seduction, she sexually assaulted him after she got him drunk. Luna wore Elektra's, Linnea Grace, mask to pretend that she was his girlfriend. After several weeks and many pregnancy tests, Luna ended up pregnant with Will's child. Bill, Don Diamond, wants her to get an abortion, but Luna still believes she could finally have a future with Will, who is disgusted by her actions. She seems to be living in this one-sided fairy tale that started as a seduction plot. So does Luna really love Will? She claims that she's fallen for him, but she doesn't act like she cares about him. She took advantage of him when he was drunk and vulnerable. Then she got a burner phone just so she could harass him. Luna has preyed on Will ever since she returned from the dead. She must do a better job convincing the viewers and Bill that she truly loves Will. In Luna's world, she's convinced that Will is the love of her life. But that night was far from romantic and consensual. If she truly loves Will, she should heed Bill's advice and set him free for his sake and sanity. Naomi Matsuda hit the nail on the head. Luna is a worse version of her mother, Poppy Romy Park, who had a penchant for rich men. Maybe Luna's ulterior motive is not to stay out of jail, but to get a piece of the Spencer pie. She doesn't love Will. She just loves that he comes from money. Luna tried to seduce Bill, but that didn't work, so she has to go for his son, who is second best. She's desperate to secure her place in the Spencer family. Bill pushes Luna to take an action Will may not want on B&B. The bold and the beautiful spoilers tease that Luna's feelings for R.G. Forrester and her connection to the Forrester family have created waves, but a growing number of fans are starting to wonder if her heart is as pure as it seems, or if there may be a darker agenda underneath the surface. And when it comes to love stories on B&B, things are rarely straightforward, because even the most romantic pairings often hide secrets, betrayals, or hidden motives. Luna came onto the scene as a sweet, intelligent, and seemingly grounded young woman who quickly caught RG's eye, and their chemistry was undeniable from the start. But as the storyline has unfolded, questions have started to bubble up about what exactly she wants, and whether she truly loves RJ, or whether she is using this relationship as a way to gain influence, power, or security within the Forrester orbit. Fans of the show know that whenever a new character arrives, they often come with mysteries in their past, and Luna has indeed been introduced with pieces of her family history tied to Poppy, her mother, and Bill Spencer, who has shown unexpected interest in her. The suggestion that Luna may actually be Bill's daughter opens up a whole other layer of intrigue, because if that turns out to be true, then her place in the family would dramatically shift, and so would the perception of her romance with RJ. For now, though, the writers are keeping things deliberately ambiguous, and that ambiguity fuels speculation about whether Luna's devotion to RJ is genuine or whether she might be calculating her way into a powerful future. One of the clearest indicators that the show might be playing the long game with Luna's motives is the way she was placed directly into the Forrester's world at Forrester Creations, giving her access not just to RG, but to Ridgebrook Steffi and all the inner workings of the company. Soap operas often bring in new characters this way to create conflicts around business and romance simultaneously, and it is hard to ignore that Luna's story is not just about a young woman in love, but also about someone whose family connections are murky, and whose arrival has already caused tension. If Luna were simply a love interest for RJ, the writers might not have tied her so closely to Poppy's complicated past with Bill, and the suggestion that she may be connected to the Spencers in ways no one yet fully understands. That storyline setup screams ulterior motives, even if Luna herself is unaware of them right now. Another factor fueling the debate is how innocent Luna seems on the surface, because in soap logic, the more a character appears angelic, the more likely it is that a twist is coming to shatter that perception. Think of past characters who initially appeared as sweet and trustworthy only to be revealed as schemers, Sheila Carter being the have followed that path. While Luna is nowhere near Sheila's level, she could easily fall into the category of someone who uses love as a tool for advancement or revenge. R.G. Forrester is not just any young man, he is the son of Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan, making him the heir to both the Forrester dynasty and the Logan family legacy. For Luna to secure him as her partner would give her enormous influence in Los Angeles society and in the business world of Forrester Creations. Even if she truly cares about RJ, it would be naive to think that the writers are not setting her up to face temptations and difficult choices that test whether her love is real or opportunistic. One theory fans have discussed is that Luna might not be consciously manipulative at first, but that outside pressures could push her into that role. For example, if Poppy reveals secrets about her past with Bill, or if it turns out that Luna has Spencer blood, she might suddenly realize that her position with RJ places her in the middle of a massive power struggle. At that point, she would have to decide whether to remain loyal to her feelings or to play the game for her own benefit. Another possibility is that Luna could harbor resentment or hidden pain from her childhood that she has not revealed, and that this could come into play later as a motivation for her actions. Soap viewers know that childhood traumas often emerge as key drivers of adult behavior, and it would not be surprising if Luna eventually confesses that her interest in RJ is not entirely free of ulterior motives, because she wants acceptance, security, and belonging in a way she never had growing up. From RJ's perspective, he is infatuated with Luna and sees her as the fresh start he has been searching for after years of drifting without a central storyline. He wants to believe in her, and that makes him vulnerable to being blindsided if her motives turn out to be complicated. The heartbreak that could follow would not only devastate RJ, but also reignite family tensions as Brooke and Ridge step in to protect their son. This would also pit Luna against the rest of the family in a dramatic way, which is exactly the kind of long-running conflict that soaps thrive on. Some viewers argue that Luna does truly love RJ, and that the writers are setting up a more classic love story, but even if that is the case, her connection to Poppy and Bill ensures that there will still be twists and outside drama. Love alone is rarely enough to keep a couple stable in the world of B&B. Every romance faces trials, secrets, and betrayals, and Luna and RJ are unlikely to be the exception. In fact, the innocence of their pairing almost guarantees a shakeup ahead, because the show does not allow young love to remain uncomplicated for long. The deeper question then is whether Luna will choose to fight for real love when the truth about her background comes out, or whether she will lean into whatever ulterior motive the writers assign her. If Luna ends up being Bill's daughter, she could suddenly find herself torn between loyalty to RJ and loyalty to her newfound family. If she is not Bill's daughter but has other secrets tied to her mother's past, she could still be pressured into choices that look manipulative even if her feelings started out pure. Spoilers often point to triangles forming in situations like this, so it is also possible that another young man could enter the picture, testing Luna's devotion to RJ and revealing whether she truly loves him or simply sees him as a stepping stone. Until then, fans will continue to debate her motives and search for clues in her words and actions. Does she light up around RJ because she loves him or because she knows what he represents? Does she look uneasy when family conversations turn toward Bill because she is hiding something? Is her sweetness a mask for ambition, or is she really the exception in a world filled with schemers? The Bold and the Beautiful has deliberately left these questions unanswered because the suspense keeps viewers tuning in every day. The bottom line is that Luna's love for RG may be real, but it may not be the whole story, and in this soap reality, ulterior motives almost always surface sooner or later. Whether she turns out to be a genuine romantic heroine or a subtle manipulator, Luna's storyline is destined to explode. And when it does, RG Forrester may find himself questioning whether he ever truly knew the woman he gave his heart to.